Christmas vocabulary. Hi, I am Ilaria, and welcome to the episode number 12 of my podcast Italian Language in English. In this podcast, you'll find many information about the Italian language and culture. In today's episode, we are going to talk about Christmas vocabulary. So you are going to learn many words to be able to talk about this magical time. Are you ready to start learning? L'albero di Natale, Christmas tree. The Christmas season begins on the 8th of December with the preparation of the Nativity Scene. Together with this, Italians also prepare the famous Christmas tree. Unfortunately, in Italy, real Christmas trees are not very common, so most families buy a plastic one. However, on a positive note, we have to admit that these plastic alternatives last for years and years, and luckily, this symbolic object doesn't have to be changed every year. Each Christmas tree, worthy of its name, must be decorated with le lucine o le serie di luci, lights or sets of lights that can be white or multicolored depending on preference. Le palle di Natale, balls, which can be large or small or monochrome or multicolored. There are many people who every year decide to buy a new one to add to their collection. I fili di Natale, Christmas tinsel, colorful streamers that can be wrapped around the tree. It is not always necessary to buy them. Often, by using a little imagination and creativity, you can create them at home. I often did this with my family by making threads with pasta or popcorn for a fantastic snow effect. Il puntale, Christmas tree topper. An essential detail on every Christmas tree can be star-shaped, angel-shaped, or elongated, to name a few. However, it is the icing on the cake of any Christmas tree worthy of respect. Le lettere, letters. At Christmas time, letters are a must, and children write them to two specific characters. Gesù Bambino, baby Jesus, to whom children who come from highly religious families mostly turn. Babbo Natale, the Italian name for Santa Claus, who is probably the biggest recipient of these letters. Pay attention to the name Babbo, a word used extensively in Tuscany, which means dad. Whether children write to baby Jesus or to Santa Claus, the letter contains the children's wishes, what they want for Christmas, and since the writers are children, it is normal that most of the time they wish for toys. I dolci, sweets. From the beginning of December, the preparation of traditional sweets begins. Obviously, these are dry sweets that last many days before going bad. Just think that my grandmother even had an entire room dedicated to being used as a sweet room, in which we could enter only and exclusively with her permission. Crazy, right? I giorni di festa, holidays. Little by little, as the days progress, we arrive at Vigilia di Natale, Christmas Eve, which is more commonly known as La Vigilia always falls on December 24th. This day is a working day, but many people only work half day, in order to have time to do some last-minute shopping before Christmas Day and prepare the last few things at home. The day before the 24th is instead called Antivigilia. Antivigilia is the name assigned, as I mentioned before, to the day before Christmas Eve and falls on December 23rd. This day is definitely a working day and basically a normal day for all intents and purposes. Il giorno di Natale, Christmas Day. Il giorno di Natale, Christmas Day, December 25th, is the day of celebration par excellence, and many people go to visit friends and relatives, take long walks in the city center, and last but not least, being Italian, they eat. At Christmas, the traditional games can be missing, i.e. the famous tombola and the cards. Il giorno di Santo Stefano, Boxing Day, is celebrating on December 26th, and like Christmas is another holiday during which we do not work. From the 27th to the 31st, we have a break period from all these celebrations during which we go back to normal. However, on the night of the 31st of December, we start to party again with the famous Notte di San Silvestro, New Year's Eve, or better known as Capodanno, during which we wait until midnight to welcome to the New Year. I regali, gifts. Christmas traditions might vary from family to family, such as the time of opening gifts. In fact, when we have to unwrap presents, many wait until the morning of the 25th. Others, who cannot resist, open them on the evening of the 24th, usually closer to midnight. Speaking of opening gifts, aprire regali, did you know that in Italian we have a more specific verb to say the same thing? Yes, we use scartare, meaning to take the gift out of its wrapping. Its opposite instead, incartare, i.e. to wrap in paper. But are there other ways to say gift in Italian? Of course there are. In addition to regalo, we can also say dono, presente, pensiero, and strenna. Well, we reached the end of this episode called Christmas Vocabulary, in which we have mixed a bit of Italian tradition with vocabulary. I hope that with this you were able to learn new terms that you didn't know before or brush up on those you already knew.